Ever wonder if your reality is just a complex simulation? As we meander through the everyday, it's easy to take our reality at face value. We feel the sun's warmth, hear the laughter of our loved ones, and taste the sweetness of our favorite dessert. But what if there's more than what meets the eye? What if the reality we so confidently believe in is nothing but an intricate web of simulated experiences? This concept, known as the simulation theory, has been a topic of fascination for many philosophers, scientists, and thinkers alike. It poses a thought-provoking question about the nature of our existence. Are we living in a physical universe governed by laws of nature, or are we merely avatars in a highly sophisticated virtual reality game? This might sound like a plot of a science fiction movie, but it's a question worth pondering upon. But what if there was a way to step outside this simulation? Simulation theory suggests that we might exist in a virtual environment. It's a concept that seems like it was plucked straight from a science fiction novel. Yet it's a theory that's being seriously considered by some of the world's most esteemed scientists and philosophers. To fully understand this theory, we need to delve into its roots and implications. The concept of simulation theory can be traced back to philosophical thought experiments such as the brain in a vat scenario proposed by philosopher Hilary Putnam. This thought experiment puts forward the idea that we could be mere brains kept alive in a vat, with all our experiences and perceptions being fed to us via sophisticated computer systems. Fast forward to the 21st century, and this philosophical thought experiment has been reimagined through the lens of advanced technology. The modern interpretation of simulation theory proposes that our entire universe might be a computer simulation, or alternatively, a holographic projection. This shift from philosophy to science was spearheaded by the work of physicists and cosmologists, who began to notice that the laws of our universe bear striking similarities to the rules of computer programming. They pointed out that the universe operates according to mathematical laws and principles, much like a computer program. Even subatomic particles, the building blocks of our universe, display properties that suggest they could be the result of computational processes. Then there's the holographic principle, a concept in string theory that suggests our universe could be a two-dimensional structure projected onto a three-dimensional space. This theory is based on the observation that the amount of information contained in a region of space can be defined by the area of its boundary, not its volume. This is similar to how a hologram encodes three-dimensional information onto a two-dimensional surface. If these theories are correct, it means that our perception of reality could be entirely artificial, crafted by an advanced civilization or a higher power. It's a mind-bending concept, one that challenges our most fundamental understanding of existence. But what does this mean for us? If we are living in a simulation, are we merely passive observers? Or can we interact with and potentially even manipulate our reality? And if so, how do we differentiate between what's real and what's simulated? These are questions that have puzzled philosophers and scientists alike. Some argue that if we are in a simulation, then everything we perceive as real is in fact real to us. Others suggest that there could be subtle clues in the fabric of our universe that hint at its simulated nature. However, one question remains paramount. So if we are living in a simulation, how can we possibly exit? This is where the teachings of Neville Goddard come into play, as he proposed a method of exiting the simulation long before the concept became a mainstream scientific hypothesis. But we'll delve into that in the next scene. Neville Goddard, a 20th century philosopher, offers a fascinating perspective on this. An intriguing figure in the world of metaphysics, Neville Goddard was born in Barbados in the early 20th century. His family moved to the United States when he was 17, where he developed an interest in metaphysical teachings and spiritual exploration. He was profoundly influenced by a mysterious Ethiopian rabbi named Abdullah, who introduced him to the principles of mentalism and the law of assumption. Goddard's philosophy is fundamentally about the power of the human mind to shape reality. He believed that our physical world is a reflection of our inner states of consciousness. All things are possible to him who believes, he often said. This principle, he argued, is not a mere abstract concept, but a practical tool for transforming our lives. Goddard's teachings are centered around the idea that we create our own reality through the power of imagination. He proposed that by imagining and feeling the reality of our desired state, we can bring it into existence. This is the essence of his teaching on the law of assumption, the belief that assuming the feeling of our wish fulfilled will manifest it in our physical world. He also emphasized the importance of persistence in maintaining our desired state of consciousness. According to Goddard, it's not enough to imagine our wish fulfilled once. We must persist in this state until it becomes our reality. He likened this process to planting a seed and patiently waiting for it to grow. Goddard's teachings are not just philosophical musings, but practical guides for personal transformation. They invite us to explore the power of our minds, challenge our perceptions of reality, and take control of our lives. While his ideas may sound radical to some, they have found resonance with many who seek to understand the nature of reality and our role in it. His teachings have inspired countless individuals to explore the boundaries of their own consciousness and to challenge their preconceived notions of what is possible. Goddard's teachings provide a unique approach to exiting the simulation. Goddard believed in the power of imagination to transcend perceived reality. This is the cornerstone of Neville Goddard's philosophy, a belief system that hinges on the notion that we are, in fact, the architects of our own reality. Goddard, a metaphysician and spiritual teacher, proposed that the world we perceive is a reflection of our inner state, and by harnessing the power of imagination, we can transform our world. To understand Goddard's approach to exiting the simulation, we first need to comprehend his concept of the promise and the law. The promise, according to Goddard, is the revelation that we are, in fact, one with the divine power that created the universe. The law, on the other hand, is the mechanism by which we can use our imagination to reshape our reality. Goddard's teachings revolve around the idea that our imagination is God and our reality is its creation. He stated, "An assumption, though false, if persisted in, will harden into fact." In essence, if we truly believe in something and live as if it is already true, it will manifest in our physical reality. This is the law of assumption, a principle that aligns with the concept of creating and exiting simulations. But how does this work? Well, Goddard explained that our mental acts, our imaginations and assumptions shape our world. If we imagine ourselves in a different situation, we are essentially creating a new reality. This is not about wishful thinking or mere daydreaming. It's about fully embodying the desired state, feeling it, living it, and accepting it as a present fact. This process involves a technique Goddard referred to as entering the state akin to sleep, a form of deep meditation where one relinquishes control to their imaginative state. You see, Goddard's philosophy aligns with the simulation theory in a fascinating way. If we consider the idea that we live in a simulation, then Goddard's teachings provide us with a blueprint to alter the code of this simulation. By changing our state of consciousness and assuming a new reality, we are, in essence, choosing to exit the current simulation and enter a new one. This is not an escape plan, but rather a mechanism for transformation. Goddard did not propose that we should abandon our current life or reality, but rather that we should change it from within. This is a significant distinction. Exiting the simulation, according to Goddard, is not about finding a way out, but about discovering a way in, into a deeper understanding of our true self, our divine nature, and our creative power. Goddard said, "Change your conception of yourself, and you will automatically change the world in which you live." This is the essence of his approach to exiting the simulation. By changing our inner state, by imagining and assuming the reality we desire, we can transform the world around us. We become the programmers of our own simulation. But what does this mean for us? How does this philosophy translate into our everyday lives? How can we apply these teachings to exit our own simulations, to transform our own realities? So how do we apply these teachings in our daily life? This is the question we'll explore in the next scene. For now, let's ponder on the profound wisdom of Neville Goddard and his approach to exiting the simulation. Let's consider the power of our imagination, the reality of our assumptions, and the potential we hold to reshape our world. Let's contemplate the exciting possibility that we are indeed the architects of our own reality. Goddard's teachings are not just philosophical ideas, but practical tools. This is the crux of the matter, the point where theory meets practice. The idea is that by using these tools, we can shape and even transcend our perceived reality, or, as we've been discussing, the simulation in which we find ourselves. One of the most potent tools in Goddard's arsenal is visualization. This is not mere daydreaming, but an intentional act of creating a mental image of the reality we desire. The key is to visualize with intent, to see the outcome as clearly as we might see the world around us. This is not about simply picturing a scenario in your mind's eye, but feeling it, experiencing it, as though it were your current reality. Goddard believed that by immersing ourselves in these visualizations, we could initiate a shift in our reality. The next tool on the list is affirmations. Goddard encouraged the use of affirmations, or positive statements, to reinforce the desired reality. These affirmations are not just empty words, but powerful declarations that give voice to our visualizations. The idea is to repeat these affirmations regularly, allowing them to seep into our subconscious mind. It's as though by repeating these affirmations, we're programming our reality, much like coding a software program. Of course, visualization and affirmations alone are not enough to shift our reality. This is where the third tool comes into play: belief. Belief, according to Goddard, is the cornerstone of creating our desired reality. Without belief, our visualizations and affirmations are like seeds sown in barren soil. They may sprout, but they will never flourish. Belief is the fertile ground in which our desires can take root and grow. Now, you might be wondering how these practices can help us exit the simulation of our current reality. Well, the answer lies in the very nature of the simulation theory itself. According to this theory, our reality is not a fixed, immutable construct, but a fluid, changeable entity. By utilizing visualization, affirmations, and belief, we can effectively reshape our reality, or in other words, alter the simulation. It's crucial to understand that this is not an overnight process. It requires patience, persistence, and a good deal of inner work. There will be times when it seems like nothing is changing, times when our current reality feels as solid and unyielding as ever. But remember what Goddard said: the world is yourself pushed out. Our reality is a reflection of our inner state, our beliefs, our expectations. By changing these, we can change our world. Of course, it's also important to approach this with an open mind. Goddard's teachings may seem radical, even outlandish to some, but then, so does the simulation theory itself. If we can entertain the idea that our reality might be a simulation, then surely we can entertain the idea that we have the power to change it. So, to sum up, applying Goddard's teachings involves three key practices: visualization, affirmations, and belief. By using these tools, we can potentially reshape our reality, or as Goddard would put it, exit the simulation. This is not a guarantee, but a possibility, an opportunity to explore the limits of our reality and perhaps, just perhaps, transcend them. With practice, we might be able to transcend the simulation. Let's recap what we've explored today. We started our journey by questioning reality, diving headfirst into the concept of simulation theory. This theory, while perhaps unsettling to some, suggests that everything we perceive could be a mere simulation, a digital construct created by a more advanced civilization. It's a concept that has been the subject of philosophical debates, scientific scrutiny, and even popular media, challenging our understanding of the universe and our place within it. From there, we delved into the life and teachings of Neville Goddard, a man whose ideas and philosophies align intriguingly well with the simulation theory. Born in Barbados in the early 20th century, Goddard became a leading figure in the New Thought movement. His teachings revolve around the idea that our imagination creates reality, that we can shape and influence our lives through our beliefs and thoughts. Goddard's approach to exiting the simulation, as we've explored, is rooted in this fundamental belief. He proposed that by mastering our imagination and harnessing the power of our thoughts, we can transcend the limitations of our perceived reality. This isn't about escaping into a different world, but about transforming our world, our reality, from within. We also delved into how to apply Goddard's teachings in our everyday lives. This involves practices like visualization, affirmations, and the cultivation of positive beliefs. By consciously directing our thoughts and emotions, we can manifest changes in our lives and, according to Goddard, in the very fabric of our reality. Throughout this journey, we've explored ideas that challenge the conventional understanding of reality. We've ventured into the realm of metaphysics, philosophy, and spirituality, and questioned the boundaries of our perception. Whether you subscribe to the simulation theory or not, the teachings of Neville Goddard offer valuable insights into the power of our minds and the potential for personal transformation. In conclusion, Goddard's teachings suggest that we are not passive observers in this reality, but active participants with the power to shape our world. The idea that our thoughts and beliefs can influence our reality is not new, but Goddard's interpretation offers a unique perspective that aligns with concepts like the simulation theory. By mastering our minds, we can, in a sense, exit the simulation, transforming our reality from the inside out. Remember, the power of transformation lies within us. It's about understanding that we are not mere spectators, but creators of our own reality. And that, in essence, is what Neville Goddard's teachings are all about. Whether you believe we're in a simulation or not, these teachings offer a unique perspective on life and reality.